A couple shorties, those will be nice. They'll go quick. If you want the quarter saw one, boy, that one you wanted the quarter saw yesterday, you did it. That's a big log. That's a big log of quarter saw. The problem with one like this, while they're rated at. Hey folks, Eric the Old Jarhead here. I got a fun one for you today. You know, I've been running a bandsaw mill since very early in 2011. So I guess that's 11 years. Did some chainsaw milling before that. So I got about 12 years on a mill of some kind anyway, making lumber. And for the first time ever, we had a little bit of excitement. Okay, well, we've always got a little bit of excitement here and there, don't we? But this was a little different. So we're going to jump right into that here as soon as we get rolling. All right, these guys are yelling. I better get cracking. Had lunch, now get back to work, you old jarhead. It's gonna snow on us.
Weird how it rains in the sun.
That's
like
like
snow.
Snow.
What the heck?
Anything can happen here.
That is snow, that's funny.
It's like snow, I swear.
It's
Just snowballs.
That's funny.
It's nice and warm down here.
You ready to go?
Hold up flat. No, wait, wait.
All right, let's get that shock block out of the way down there. 2x4s, 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 and quarter saw.
The one in the extra back quarter saw.
This is all 2x4.
Oh, it's gonna be some good 2x4s out of that last one.
So this log really started out like any other log. Load her up on the mill, get it positioned right, get everything set to go, and then you rock and roll, right? You know, you do the usual. Check the pith, get everything positioned just right. And then check the center height of the log. Decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Drop 1.5 inches from the center of the middle of the log, and we're going to rock and roll, and we're just going to head on down that log and get that next cap cut done. No worries, right? We're just going to go take care of business. Got those cuts done. Here we go. Engage again. Now we're working with a fresh band here. Life is good. I got a lot of bands. I got about 75. So, you know, we resharp them over and over again. So away we go. We start cutting down the log. Life is good. Uh-oh. Let's see that again. Whoa, what happened there? One more time. Yes, folks, that's a band break. I had just put that nice 4-degree band on. I like 4-degree bands. I think 7s are my favorites, but I do like 4s as well. They seem to cut really nice and flat, especially on the wide stuff, but this one just broke. So, tell you the truth, 500 and, oh gosh, I don't know where we were at on this job, maybe 570 hours, something like that, 560 hours, somewhere in that range, and I actually had my very first band break. It was kind of anticlimactic, to tell you the truth. I heard it snap, things stop, and you go, uh-oh, okay, time to replace a band. It's a little bit of a pain replacing one of these bands, I'll tell you that, when they break. You know, I've been in situations where I've had bands come off the wheels. You know, I've had the head run into the side of the log and I got to back it off, but I haven't had one break. But the principle's the same. Get the head out of the way, pull it back, shim up the cut so that you can relieve tension on the band, then fish the band out. You know, and you kind of look at it and think, wonder how that happened. But when you resharp them, I use wood-mizer resharp service. And these bands, these 4-degree bands, I probably bought those over 4 years ago. So they've had several sharpenings on them, and this was the first one that broke on me. Now, wood-mizer normally would just replace bands if they see there's a problem. That's part of their resharp program, so that's probably why I don't see as many broken bands as others. But nonetheless, you're going to see them, and that one was kind of anticlimactic. And I don't mind that, really. So, you know, it happens. But you get the new band on, get all going. You can see I've got it shimmed up a little bit there. That's just so that I can get nice and flat into that cut, and I'm not dealing with anything on top of it. No worries there. Just to get things nice and smooth so I can get back into the cut and get that cap cut off. We'll dump that off and we'll keep on going. Now in this case, we're just doing some 2x4s, and what we can't make into 2x4s, we'll make into 1xs of whatever width we can get. That was the specification on this job, 1 by whatever. So we go ahead and, you know, you do your usual, get your cap cut. Then we start running them down, making some 4-inch cants out of it. Pretty straightforward, really, right? You know, take a cut. Make sure the log dogs are out of the way. Don't cut into your log dogs. I did that 6 years ago. I don't want to do that again. Log dogs or side supports, you know, people call them different things. I usually call them side supports, but sometimes, you know, you slip it. All right, so you take a 4-inch slab cut, make another 4-inch slab cut. Life is good in the world, right? I mean, you know, we had a band break, but no worries. It happens. All right, we're going to have to roll these guys up so that we can go ahead and start knocking down some 2x4s.
Got that on camera.
And there you go. Was it Monday? Put that back up on there. You know, thank God that was just 4-inch cants. It's rare that that happens, but it does happen sometimes. You know, I've got to look at it. I've built some cants here, and then I saw something, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I ought to throw a hat tip out to Dave over at Old Man in the Saw, because, you know, we joked around a lot about toe boards, and this wasn't Monday, but it sure felt like one. So after that band broke, what I ended up doing is, you know, at the time I had the toe board up because the near end to me was the small end, and I wanted to keep the pith centered when I cut those slabs out. And when I made that first cut that the band broke on, I should have actually dropped the toe boards, rolled the log over, and then made my next, you know, made a flitch cut to level out the top, and then taken my next slabs out. But I didn't do that. You know, I'll use the excuse that the band break got me and just threw my concentration off a little bit. So I had to go ahead and throw that bottom slab back up on there after dropping that toe board. Take a wedge cut out, we call them. Thin on the near side, thick on the far side. Get that out of there. Now we're go ahead. We can take, after you do that, you can mill it down into 2s in this case. I couldn't mill it down to 4s because it was too narrow on one end. So we just mill it into 2s, and then we'll flip them up and we'll take 2x4s out of them this way instead. You kind of slow yourself down a little bit and say, okay, let's just slow down a little bit here and get this right. Make sure that everything's trimmed out the way it should be. You know, when you do that and leave that toe board up, you can recover from that. You're going to lose a little bit out of it because you've got to take out the little wedge cuts you got in there. But, you know, you can recover from that and get those cleaned out and just come at it a different way. And I think that's one of the things about running a mill like this, and sometimes things don't go the way as planned. And when that happens, you just got to kind of reset yourself, come back at it with a different approach. How about that, sir? It's a beautiful place to live. Never did get up those stairs. I should have. I just didn't have time. I was too busy working. All right. So now what we've done is we've just taken everything and turned them into 2x instead. And instead of using 4-inch cants, now we're just going to take those 2x, stand them up on edge, and then mill out 2x4s from those. You know, now what you got to do, of course you stood them up, you just got to know, if I'm milling true dimension 2x4s, then I'm going to lose 1/8 of an inch for the kerf on 2 cuts. That's 1/4 of an inch. So I really need to be at 12 1/4 inches at my height, so that when I drop 4 1/8, 4 inches. And oh look, I had a little stress there. Popped that one right off the deck, right on my side. Is it Monday? I don't know. Actually, I think this was Sunday. But it might as well have been a Monday, at least for this one log. You know, everything was just going a little too smooth, I guess. But it might as well have been a Monday, at least for this one log. You know, everything was just going a little too smooth, I guess. So we had to have a reminder that sometimes things just don't always go as planned. But there you go, folks. Making some 2x4s out of Doug fir. Had a band break, had stuff fall off the deck, had other stuff fall off the deck, left the tow board up. Just a good old fun time making lumber out in the woods somewhere. It happens, and I guess if there's a message to you here, it's just remember to take your time, and when things go wrong, that's okay. They will. You just got to know that they will. Murphy's Law exists. It's a real thing. And when it happens, you just got to reset, get back at her, keep on making sawdust. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. As always, like and subscribe. Help spread the channel around. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.